Laws of logarithms. Like with laws of indices and laws of surds in Core 1, the laws of logarithms in Core 2 and beyond are going to become very useful because they're going to help us solve some of the more difficult logarithms questions which you find in exam papers to do with Core 2. Now, in this video I'm going to introduce 4 other laws to you. In later videos I'll introduce a couple more laws that you may need to learn. So, the basic laws of logarithms are the following: the multiplication law, the division law, the power law, and the power of the minus 1. Now, these laws are shown here. So, the multiplication law is providing that you've got the same base. So, here we've got the base of a in all 3 parts. Log to the base a of xy, so when they're multiplied together, is equal to log a of x plus log a of y. Similarly, that means that the division law, where all the bases are the same again, log to the base a of x divided by y is equal to log a of x minus log a of y. So those two are the opposite of each other, very similar to in laws of indices, where when you're multiplying powers you add them, and when you divide them you subtract the powers. So they're very similar here. The power law, well, log to the base a of x to the power of k, well, what you can do is you can bring the power of k to the front, so it's k times log a of x. And finally, log a of 1 over x is the same as saying minus log a of x. Now let's try and use these few laws here on these 4 questions below. So what we're asked to do is we're not asked to solve them, we're just asked to write all of these as one single logarithm. So the first one, remember the key thing to identify in every question when looking at logarithms is to check that you've got the same base in all of your logarithms. So here we have, so log to the base 3, 6 plus log to base 3 of 7, well, that is clearly the top law, which is the multiplication law. So all we have to do is put them as a single logarithm, is to multiply the 6 and the 7 together. So log 3 of 6 times 7, which quite simply becomes log to the base 3 of 42. Question B, log to the base 2 of 15 minus log to the base 2 of 6. Well, here, because it's the minus in, well, minuses refers to the division law, so you can put them over one single logarithm to the base 2 of 15 over 3, where 15 over 3 is 5, so log to the base 2 of 5. C, this is when it's going to start getting a little bit more difficult because we're going to start using more than one of the rules. So, 2 log to the base 5 of 3 plus 3 log to the base 5 of 2. Now, looking at the power rule, which is the power law of this one, remember if you've got k log to the base a of x, well, you can change this k and raise it to the x to the power of that k. So if we do that with both of our 2 logarithms here, and then we should just have 2 logarithms which are added, which means we're going to use the multiplication law. So we're going to use 2 laws here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the values in front of each logarithm and make the 3 to the power of 2 on the first one and the 2 to the power of 3 on the second one. So log to the base 5 of 3 to the power of 2 plus log to the base 5 of 2 to the power of 3. Next thing, of course, to do is to change 3 squared to 9 and 2 cubed to 8. So log to the base 5 of 9 plus log to the base 5 of 8. Finally, we can now, because we've got 2 added together, we can use the multiplication law and times them together. So it's going to be log to the base 5 of 8 times 9, which is going to be equal to 72. finally, question D, log to the base 10 of 3 minus log to the base 10 of 1 over 2. So, this is going to yet again involve using several of the laws. Now, so far we haven't yet made use of this bottom law, where it says if you've got log to the base a of 1 over x, you can change that to minus log a of x. So, we can change this question a little bit. So, let's have a go at just looking firstly at the second part, so the 4 log 10 of a half. So 4 log 10, well, it's minus, so let's put the minus there, of 1 over 2. Now, using the law of minus 1, where the power is to minus 1, we're going to change this a little bit to the following. This second bit can become minus 4. If we just look at the rule carefully, it says it becomes minus log a of the x, and that comes from the division law. So log to the base 10 of 2, and we've also got that minus from there. Well, this minus we've now got, of course, becomes a plus, because we don't have a negative, so that becomes plus. Now we're going to raise 2 to the power of 4, so log to the base 10 of 2 to the 4, power of 4, which is 16. So this second one now becomes that. Now, if we introduce the other part of the question, which is log to the base 10 of 3, so the whole question now, log to the base 10 of 3, and we've also got the bit we just found out, log to the base 10 of 16, multiply the 3 and the 16 together, and you get log to the base 10 of 48. And these 4 laws that we've just used are really important to learn, and they'll be used throughout your A-level mathematics lessons from now on.